If you get them to like you, they'll listen to you. If you get them to listen to you, they'll trust you. If you get them to trust you, they'll buy from you. That's what I taught salespeople when I taught people how to sell cars. Basically, it goes in any sales industry. For those of you in real estate, for those of you selling medical, you get somebody to like you. That's the whole key. You got to build relationships. Selling is relationships. Anyway, we're here to talk about the car business and why I started this podcast. Spent 30 years, the better part of 30 years in the car business. 21 on the retail side, working in dealerships, started selling cars, and when I left, I was running the dealerships when I left the retail side. Then I went over to the consulting side for about 15 years, helped work with dealerships across the country. Big dealerships, small dealership, big groups, small groups, seen the good, the bad, and like I said in my previous video, the ugly. So I thought I'd come do something to help this time around. I was looking to maybe monetize this but no, no need to. I think I just want to help people understand the car business and maybe help somebody somewhere save money along the way, make a decision or understand the decision that they're making and how the numbers work. So going forward, we'll talk about the car business. We'll talk about how car people are trained, the good car dealerships and the bad car dealerships. I won't name names specifically, but we will talk about some of the practices that go on. Might have some special guests to join us and talk about some of the things that they've seen. I know I've seen a bunch. Um, they'll talk about some of the good practices, the best practices, and the worst practices I've seen in my years of working in retail. Like the one dealer who told me he wanted his dealership to look like, to be like, I think he said the word whore. I want my dealership to be like a whore. Want it to be pretty on the outside, but dirty on the inside. Yeah, that actually happened. I'm not going to tell you who, but it did happen. I was a little bit. So it was a regular scene out of The Godfather. I did work for him for about 30 days. Anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about the car business. As I started this with how I told salespeople, if you get them to like you, they'll listen to you. Get them to listen to you, they'll trust you. Get them to trust you, and they'll buy from you. That starts with the meet. The customer pulls up on the lot, or nowadays on computer or calls. You've got to make a friend. You make a friend, then you've basically started to get rid of half the battle. You've made a friend. It's hard to fire a friend. It's hard to say no to a friend. So when you meet that customer on the lot, you have to become a friend in a very short amount of time. Find a way to build a relationship, to build common ground, to find common ground. I was taught, if you ask them, so what do you like to do in your time off? Where you going to take this car, you can take this truck fishing? Oh, where do you fish? What do you do? Do you have a boat? Just get common ground, get the customer talking, right? Conversation builds a relationship, build conversation that's outside of the car deal. Because if you make a friend, it makes it easier when you get to the negotiation stage. Dealerships will push for money down. They will ask you to put 20 to 25% down, sometimes more. I just saw an article that the average car price is $51,000. Average $51,000. I guess that's because as we've grown older, or we've progressed through generations. We need to have more in our cars. We need to have Spotify. We need to have the ability to text while we're driving. Our voice. We need to be able to push a button to roll the windows down instead of cranking them because, oh, my arm might get hurt. We have come, we have become a little bit spoiled in the cars we drive, and that's why they're so expensive. I think I didn't even look at the average car payment. I will, and we'll discuss that in a future video. But I can't imagine what the average car payment is, lease or buy. And we'll talk about lease or buy to bring up a different point. What's best for you? What's the difference? Is there an evil lease? Is it bad to lease? Is it bad to buy? Is it bad to pay cash? We'll talk about the features and the benefits and detriments of both. There are some that you probably may or may not know. And listen, people watching this video are going to understand a lot of things about the car business, and people that are watching this maybe don't know anything. Maybe they just brand new to it. Maybe maybe you went out and bought a car and said, look, whatever. I want that car. I'll buy it. Yeah, okay, okay. Whatever the payment is, fine. Yeah, you need an extra $1,000 down. Okay. If you're that person, then this might help you to see how maybe some of the ways you've done your business and with car dealerships, maybe you lost money. Maybe you left money on the table. Maybe there was more discount to find. I'll tell you, when I bought my first new car way back when in the 1900s, I was with my wife and I at the time went trading in two vehicles, and we were building a family, growing a family. We wanted to go from two vehicles, two cars, a pickup truck, and a car down to one. And we're in the dealership, and we said, "Here's what we're going to do. We want to trade in these two cars, which we owned money on, both of them. Um, had finance loans on both of them. We want to trade in these two cars, and we want a car. This four-door car over here had crank windows. I don't even think it had CD, but cassette back then, maybe. And we want our payment to be $300 a month. That was it. The salesperson left us at the desk, came back 5 minutes, not long. Said, okay, you got a deal. 305.19. I remember the number like it was yesterday. 305.19. I never batted an eyelash. I'm like, cool. That's where I wanted to be. It's okay, $5 more, whatever. Young kid. Didn't know any better. And there's a lot of people that don't. So 305.19 was the car payment that we paid all the way through. Uh didn't really think about that deal until I got in the car business. Not the deal itself, just the way it went down. Me asking and them saying okay. I feel like I got taken a little bit. It happens. Sad to say, I've taken on the other side of the desk for sure. Not in a bad way. I always tried to run my deals and run my dealerships on the as up and up as I could. We used to say we don't lie, we expand reality. And what does that mean? Is this your best deal? Well, yes, Mr. Customer, it is my best deal. My best deal. Is it your best deal? Probably not. Profit. Profit is not a four-letter word. Dealerships are allowed to make profit, and they should. How much profit they make, well, that's up to you. I'll walk through the different areas where a dealership makes profit. We'll talk through how to make sure that you're not paying too much, that you get your unfair share. There's lots of ways that dealerships make profit. No, four basically on a car deal. That's the price of the car, how much they sell it for. Your trade in, believe it or not, and it's not what you think, the financing and the extra stuff that you buy with the car might be warranty, gap, tire and wheel, etching, what's that thing that they put in the car that you can find it if somebody steals it? Low jack, right? They sell a whole bunch of things in the finance office. It's a lot. How do you know what's good, what's bad, what you need, what you don't need? How about prepaid maintenance? Yes, let me pay for my oil changes up front. Why do you think they do that? Because they want you to pay less for the oil changes? You know, they want you to come back to the dealership because most of the people who buy cars from the car dealership don't go back for their maintenance. Maybe more so on when the car's under warranty. If it's a new car, go back to the dealership. If there's a problem, people just go get their oil changes at Valvoline, Jiffy Lube, the local shop down the road, because the perception is that dealerships are expensive compared to those places. And I guess depending on where you are, they probably are. They may be. Dealerships are every year going through and looking at the market value, if you will, of their labor rate, and they adjust them on a pretty much an annual basis. They took a look at what they should be charging, what they can be charging, and they adjust them accordingly. Local shops pretty much don't do that. They might occasionally, but they have a reputation that's pretty much usually good around town as the local guy that comes and fixes my car. I bring my car to him, he fixes it, no problem. I trust him. I use him. My parents used him. My dad used him. That happens. So, a car dealership, their perception is they're too expensive. My wife will never, ever bring her car back to the dealership unless it has a warrantable problem. Oil change. She'll just go get it at the local shop. I don't blame her. It's kind of a pain in the neck to take your car to the dealership to get just a simple oil change. And when you can drive into Valvoline and sit in your car while they change your oil, 10 minutes later, you're done. See you, maybe 15. But at the dealership, you walk in, give your keys to the service writer. They check you in. They say, go have a seat in the waiting room. Your oil change is probably going to take 30, 45 minutes if you're lucky. Somebody's got to go out, get the car, bring it back, put it on the lift, walk around it underneath. If they're smart, if they're a good dealership, they're taking pictures and video of the underneath of your car because that's someplace you don't look. Why would they do that? Because they're, again, someplace you don't look. There could be an issue that they might bring to your attention. Maybe there's a leaky brake line or something underneath with the transmission is leaking. Maybe the differential is leaking or seeping. So maybe there's things under there that they see that you wouldn't normally see, and that makes sense, right? And then they can bring it up to you to see if you want to have that fixed. They can check your tires and your brakes. They're looking for ways to sell in the service department when they sell it. And I would say probably more chances than not that it's something that you should probably take a look at and maybe get done, depending on the severity of it. Your tires are close. You might be able to get more time out of it and not have to spend the money right away. If you've got a leak, you might want to take care of that, depending on what the leak is. Anyway, where was I going? I'm all sorts over the place. So the oil changes, so the prepaid maintenance to get you to come back. And again, the convenience of not going back there is why people don't. I'm ranting and raving and talking now for 15 minutes, and I'm not happy with it. I'm off track, which is something that I do. Mhm. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. This is just the beginning, the prelude, if you will. Prelude. I remember that Honda Prelude. Did you ever see that car? Love that car. Flip up lights. Yeah. Story. There's a story about that car too with somebody that was. Never mind. We won't discuss that. Anywho, car business. It's quite a business, and yeah, I don't hold a grudge against anybody. I'm not doing this because I hold a grudge. I'm doing this because maybe I can help somebody. That's all. I'm Rich. I'm your host behind the wheel. insider.